Hi everyone, and welcome to this edition of the North Andover Journal. I'm Morgan Healy. In this week's episode, you can look forward to highlights from the most recent Scarlet Knight varsity hockey game. We have an update for you from the Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Jennifer Price, and we'll hear from our Senior Center reporter, Irina Grasso. All of this and more on this episode of the North Andover Journal.
Hello, I'm Irina Grasso from the North Andover Senior Center. As you well know, February when we celebrate Valentine's Day, so I'm here to tell you all about what we're going to do at the center this month. News, updates, and announcements. The Senior Center will be closed on President's Day, February 19th. The COA board meeting will be on Tuesday, February 13th at 10 a.m. The blood pressure clinic will include a cholesterol checkup by appointment only. There will be a friendship soiree luncheon on Saturday, February 17th from 12:30 to 2:30. The guest entertainment will be Tony Funches of the Earl Reed's Platters. Tickets are only $6 and sign-up begins Wednesday, January 31st. Please sign up early because they go fast. Don't miss these new classes. We'll have chair yoga on Tuesdays from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. On Thursdays, we'll have Mahjong for beginners from 12:30 to 3:30 and a memoirs writing class from 11 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. On Fridays, we'll play 45s from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. and we'll have fun with Susie from 1 to 3 p.m. where we play games and more. For our lecture series this month, we have the Town Manager Andrew Mailer on Monday, February 5th, and Mitch Stein from North Shore Hearing on February 12th. The lecture series is every Monday and starts at 10 a.m. till 11:30 a.m. Massachusetts is on its way to becoming a dementia-friendly state. You can become a dementia friend by attending a 1-hour informational session to learn about this worldwide movement about living with dementia and the simple things you can do to support someone living with the disease. Dementia Friends is a global movement that is challenging and the way people think, act, and talk about dementia. You don't need to be a dementia expert to become a dementia friend. And you don't need to know someone with dementia to become a dementia friend. The next Dementia Friends session at the Senior Center will be on Tuesday, February 13th from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. Let's look ahead into March and April. The annual Spring Into Action Health Fair will be on Monday, March 26th from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. We'll have special guest speakers, giveaways, 5 free minute chair massages, free blood pressure service, and information about elder community services and community safety services. And the annual indoor Upcycle Market and Craft Fair will be on Saturday, April 14th from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Trinkets, artisan items, and much more. Vendors are still needed. Please call the Senior Center and speak with the program's coordinator for more information. The number is 978-688-9560. Thank you for joining us, and I'll be back next month as well as my friend Lester to celebrate St. Patrick's Day. Have a happy Valentine's Day. See you next month.
Hi, this is Dr. Jennifer Price, the Superintendent of Schools here in North Andover. And for this segment of the Journal, I thought I'd take a moment to just really go over the budget that I am proposing for FY19. It might save you from watching school committee meetings. I'll try to do it in a few minutes and let you know what we're doing. First and foremost, as many of you know, we are opening up a new ECC complex, which is going to include both pre-K and K. And the reality is the budget that I'm proposing is making sure that that building opens up with all the staff and support that it needs. That's literally every additional dollar that I'm asking for this year. The total is about $400,000, and we're asking for things like we need a school nurse. We need a school secretary. We need a school custodian. So there's some kind of infrastructure support. We also need to make sure that we have a librarian. We need to make sure that the kids have PE, music, and art. We need to make sure that we have reading support. We also are going to make sure that we have the appropriate special education support. And we need a principal of the building. So that really comes out to 7 staff members across the board there for a total of about $400,000. If you'd like to look at the complete budget, by the way, it's easily available on the North Andover Public Schools website. So, as I said, that really is our support this year. And one thing that I really do want to mention is when we bring in, for instance, a counselor at the ECC, what that does for the rest of our 5 elementary schools is actually reduce the number of kids that the counselors in Kittredge and Atkinson and Franklin and Thompson and Sargent are seeing. So there is a nice impact on all the rest of our schools. We're not opening that school and pulling folks from the other schools. We're actually going to open that school with its own set of staff and support, which then reduces the numbers that our staff currently in our elementary schools are needing to support. And the reality is things like counselor load, things like nurses load, things like special education loads are much higher than they should be, so this is a wonderful opportunity for us to bring those down. A few other things I talk about in the budget is looking forward, and I do know that this is my last year of doing the budget, but I wanted to kind of outline a few things that I see as future issues that I really do think that the North Andover Public Schools and Dr. Greg Gilligan is going to get to tackle. The first is we are not proposing to backfill any of the vacated elementary school classrooms this year. We have increased the number of elementary teachers since I've been here, so that's over the last 2 years, by 5. So we are increasing it, and our class sizes are much lower at the elementary on average than they were in the past. The analysis I've done is that you would need an additional 6 teachers at the elementary level to make sure that all of our class sizes are below the school committee recommended class sizes. Also, the middle school. Our middle school's class sizes are actually the largest in the district. The challenge with the middle school is we don't have the space. As many of you know, we have submitted with the Massachusetts School Building Authority a statement of interest to put a renovation expansion in terms of the middle school. My hope is over time that is granted by the state, and I do think that really middle school, as we have really tackled the elementary schools in the last few years, is kind of the next area that we really need to make sure that we're providing as much support as possible. Also talk a little bit about our English learners. Although the numbers are not increasing a lot, we just need to make sure that we're providing the right supports for our English learners as their needs are becoming increasingly more complex. And the last thing I talk a little bit about is leadership structures. As many of you may know, last year's budget talked about creating curriculum leadership at the high school level. We need to do the same thinking about what are the appropriate leadership structures at the middle school and at the elementary school. So that's for the budget. There's in just a few minutes. I might have saved you from reading the entire executive summary, but if you are interested, it is available on our website. And as always, thank you for your support of the North Andover Public Schools.
The North Andover Scarlet Knights boys varsity hockey team had a bit of a rest for the past week as a midweek game was canceled due to the winter weather. They returned to the rink on Saturday, the 20th of January, to face the Methuen Rangers, who also had most of the week off. North Andover came out and struck early with a pair of goals.
And in the corner now, Scarlet Knights still fighting with it. In front, centering pass, score! Behind the net, Fredo had it. He had Finney just lurking in front in the open side. Beautiful centering pass, red light. And with 12:41 left in the first period, North Andover off to a 1-0 lead. Tries to get it to Matt Lucy. And let's see here. Oh, they try. Score! I believe that was Lucy from the lip of the right wing faceoff circle. Tough angle shot, but it was able to squeeze it in there. North Andover doubles their lead, and with 9:15 left to go in period number 1.
But as quickly as North Andover got their goals, the visiting Rangers got a pair of their own.
And here comes Haran for the Rangers. Coming in now, makes a move, and it's a goal. I believe it was on the rebound because Walsh, I believe, made the play on the first shot. But then after that, I think it might have been Patari. And let's see, off the glass, high pop fly. And Haran's got it now. Haran's got one player back. He's moving in, and he scores! That was a really serendipitous play for the Rangers. Bit of a clearing attempt. Haran was able to pick it up.
And as the teams went into the rooms for the first intermission, the score stood knotted 2-2. The Knights then took the lead back in the first few minutes of the second period.
Puck winds up on Fredo's stick, takes a shot in, and he scores! Early on in the second period, TJ Fredo with a goal puts North Andover back in the lead.
At that point, both teams swapped goals for the rest of the period.
North Andover got an early goal in this second period, and as a result, it is now 3-2. Silverio with a shot from the point. He scores! Right off the faceoff. Went right back to the left point to Joey Silverio. Silverio just shot it through traffic. I'm not sure if Walsh saw it all the way, but I mentioned North Andover just got the lead back. Methuen just tied it again, but then they're loose. And here comes the Scarlet Knights. We got a possible 2-on-1. Moving in, takes a shot, and he scores! Matt Lucy streaking up the left wing, keeps it himself, trusts himself to make the shot, puts it past Coonrad, and once again, the North Andover Scarlet Knights are in the lead. And here come the oh boy, intercepted pass, coming in, shot in, and the save, and he just runs over Walsh, and a goal! Walsh in a collision with a streaking player, loose rebound, and it winds up going in the back of the net with 23.6 seconds left.
Then, just when it looked like the teams would end the period tied once again, North Andover's Matt Lucy provided some last tenth of a second heroics.
Well, I should say, once again, we're knotted up. It's now 4-4, but we are knotted up again as North Andover looks to put it in. Score! Right before the end of the period. There's 8/10 of a second left. 8/10 of a second left. Matt Lucy took a swipe at it, and he's got his second goal of the game.
The Knights took a 5-4 lead into the third period, but the Rangers were still in the game.
And it bounces off of Mackey, who keeps it in. Blackwell now behind the net. Oh, pass in front, and a score! You saw that one developing as they were going low. You notice they had Cooper right in the slot.
Despite the best efforts of both clubs, neither goal lamp would light again. And at the end of a hard-fought battle, Methuen and North Andover finished the day with a 5-5 tie.
We are part of a program called the ACDA, which is the American Choral Directors Association International Conductors Exchange Program. So what the program does, it's been around for the past 6 years or so, is that they select people who they believe to be the future leaders of choral music education in the United States. And they send them to another country to experience their music culture while also bringing the music culture from the United States and sharing that with others. It's like a really amazing way to not only get to know each other through music, but also to get to know each other through what you do daily. So we stay in each other's houses and get to do their daily lives with them. So it's something that's a really unique experience. So it's not just about the music, but it's about who we are as people and understanding each other and understanding the things that make us different, but yet the things that make us the same.
I feel a really deep connection with all the singers, and maybe because of Sarah's working habits, she works a lot through the emotion, and the kids really enjoy and they feel a lot what we are doing. So to me, as a foreign conductor, it's really important having people that wants to feel a new culture, to feel a new kind of music, and to perform it with such talent and joy. So it's awesome, it's beautiful. And then to enjoy the music in your body, to feel it, to be a part of a new culture, but being in the other hemisphere, to create new environments, new working environments with another language, is all runs through the emotion and your body being wise and on what the body wants and how the music must be done. If I don't learn anything, I'm not teaching anything. And these kids, they had taught me strength, like they have taught me how to to work with teenagers. I've never worked with teenagers. They have invited me to be a part of their world. They have shared everything. It's simply like knowing that you are being respected, and knowing that they want to work with you is an amazing learning, because you feel their love to you, and they are willing to explore new stuff.
I mean, I've gained a new friend, Rodrigo. He is awesome, and he loves everybody, and it's really a great feeling to know that you have this new person that I met 2 weeks ago that I can call a new friend.
The music that we do here, although it may be different in terms of what you see and what you hear on the surface, inside it's really the same. And I think that's really relevant in the music that we're going to be doing tonight, especially with concert choir. There's a piece called Shenandoah that it's a popular American folk song that we are performing, and it's a very nostalgic song about like missing your home and missing where you come from, but yet being appreciative of what you have now. And the opening piece we're doing of the Uruguayan music is the exact same meaning. It's just performed differently. And we are also doing music that's very representative of who we are as cultures. So the candombe is something that's very representative of the Uruguayan music culture, just like the spiritual is to us here. And we're going to be performing some spirituals tonight. So you just really see how like the pride that people have for their country and how they show that through music, and in the historical aspects, in the political aspects of what you see and you do every day as a culture, and how that is in the music in both places. I think it's just really amazing to see those connections, and for the kids to understand that although on the surface things may be different and may be different than what you're used to, deep down we all are the same. It doesn't matter what you look like. It doesn't matter what your background is. It doesn't matter where you're from. It doesn't matter. Any of that doesn't matter. It all matters is that we are all one and we are all the same. And music is a great way for the kids to have seen that. It's a great way for me to have seen that.
And before we end the show today, I'd like to leave you with a few upcoming community calendar events. There's been a special meeting called for Tuesday, January 30th. The meeting will be held in the gymnasium of North Andover High School, and it begins at 7 p.m. Community programs will be offering a child care service for children grades K through 5, so families can attend the meeting. It's not a drop-off program, though, so you'll have to pre-register a spot for your child. You can also find more information about this and register online at northandoverpublicschools.com/departments/community programs. The Stevens Memorial Library will be hosting the Shawshene River Watershed Association as they present Coyotes in Suburbia on Monday, February 5th at 6:30 p.m. You can come and learn more about these canines from coyote expert Dr. Jonathan Way, who has over 20 years of experience researching eastern coyotes and has written 2 books and over 40 publications on the subject. Smolak Farms will be hosting a farmhouse Valentine's supper on Wednesday, February 14th at 7 p.m. Chef Michelle Jones will prepare a 3-course gourmet dinner for you and your better half in their rustic farm stand. Tickets for this are $47.95 per person, and you can find out more information by emailing farmstand@smolakfarms.com. As always, if you have a news story, an idea for a segment, or if you just want to get involved, be sure to email us at thejournal@northandovercam.org. And if you want to see these stories the second they happen, you can find them airing on our channel in between shows. Or, of course, you can catch us on one of our many social media pages, like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. That's all we have for you this episode. I'm Morgan Healy. Thanks for joining us.